Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kira.
And we are the Keepers of the Books, your online librarians. An issue about censorship and information access has hit Utah, and previously it has been an issue for some school districts in Denver. And later in this episode, we will tell you why this affects everyone, but in the description below, we're also going to put some links to a news story and to where you can actually respond and give your feedback on why these resources are so valuable. In fact, they're requesting feedback, and the final vote will be taken on October 16th, so get that information in as soon as you can, please. So a little background about us. My bachelor's degree is in chemistry with an emphasis in biology. My master's degree is in library science with an emphasis in medical information and research.
My bachelor's is in English, my master's is in library science. Both have an emphasis on children's and adolescent literature and research, as well as creating equal access for children of all ages. I've been working in a public library for almost 20 years now. I'm also on the committee that picks my works reference and research databases for all ages.
The reason I was contacted to state my opinion was actually just to write a write-up and submit it on the website we're going to send you, but it was because I am the former president of a library association. So now we're going to address what this issue is and why it matters and what you can do about it. So please be sure to like and share this video far and wide so that everyone becomes aware of the issue and what is happening. Because this issue has potential to limit your access to information and your children's education. What is happening is that there are some homeschool moms in Utah that are trying to ban and have Utah sever ties with EBSCO. Not just in K-12, but if I've read the article correctly and understand correctly, statewide. Now, I don't believe the state is actually entertaining the statewide issue, but they are thinking about the K-12. However, K-12 education is not quite as straightforward as you think. What happened was these couple moms decided to search for some very adult terms and purposely try to find information that they deem pornographic.
However, their idea of pornographic were people kissing of the same gender,
fully clothed,
or
even a picture that maybe is suggestive, like some people on a bed fully clothed kissing. That information took them 45 minutes to find. And apparently they say they found some yucky pictures. And sorry, but if you go looking for porn and that's all you find in 45 minutes, well, I guess
you're not very good at searching.
Yeah. And two, the filters are working. Let me explain why there's any content that may be in that realm at all. These databases, the EBSCO databases, contain research information, medical information for psychology, sociology,
pharmacology,
and other medical things. So while that information may be offensive to some people, other people, scientists, use information about human nature and topics like this to do research. K-12 educators do not teach just ages 5 through 18, believe it or not. They actually teach other people too. Let me explain some of the courses we teach in high school. We teach IB, the International Baccalaureate Program. We teach adult and community education at night. We teach GED courses. We teach concurrent enrollment and AP. Those are college courses. A lot of our teachers are actually adjunct professors. We teach graduate level courses to other teachers because we have graduate degrees and we need continuing professional development and education. We also teach trade courses. Lots of the school districts in Utah have technical colleges. These technical institutes teach programs that have people graduate with professional certificates, technical backgrounds in things so that they can actually start a job or have better success getting into college programs. Some examples include agriculture, biotechnology, horticulture, biology, veterinary sciences, accounting and business management and food services, dental assistance, EMT courses, Lots of medical courses such as pharmacology, exercise and health science, physiology, anatomy, nursing. People graduate with their CNA. They take medical math and terminology. Believe it or not, some of the topics in those courses may be offensive to those with feeble minds who are not prepared to take in that information at a scientific level. They teach engineering, biomanufacturing, biotechnology, IT courses, aviation, cosmetology, construction, engineering, plumbing, criminal justice. Now, criminal justice is not always happy, but they do need information on that level. Digital media, fire sciences, gaming design, medical assisting, architecture, occupational and physical therapy, welding, mechanics, 3D animation, computer systems, business leadership, medical forensics, and again, things like psychology and sociology are required. Now, that information is used by students in those courses. We have access to Gale as well. However, Gale does not contain the same resources, information for people to use. When you are teaching a class, you stay with your students, you pay attention to what they're watching and what they're doing. You don't leave them in the room with the computer alone. We have software to monitor their online use and take care of it. We have filters. Now she's saying that EBSCO does not go through the IBOS filters. IBOS is what keeps our internet clean. However, as UEN representatives have pointed out, nothing is perfect. No filter is perfect. EBSCO did respond to the concerns. They did remove the articles that had a possible less academic use. However, they still are applicable to sociology, anatomy, and other courses. Now, the offending content may have been removed or filtered, and those filters were fixed by EBSCO. However, that is not good enough for these women and those organizations that are working with her. This woman and these organizations have deemed that porn is anything that they don't want to see. They think that our government dollars shouldn't be paying for these valuable resources, and they want them completely banned. The access level for these databases, where we have our car manuals and our medical journals, is there. However, younger students are not going to be able to read these materials. They are written at a much higher level. And if you see a kindergartner in there, you're not doing your job as a teacher to make sure that your class is in the right place, because you're not going to just give them a link there. It's not going to happen. Our physical resources in the library, we cannot afford to keep these up on our own as a school or a school district, because these journals are incredibly expensive. Universities even have to limit which ones they purchase, and they buy a lot of them. Our physical materials, we try to keep them up to date. However, we don't buy this information, we buy it electronically, because electronic information is constantly up to date. As a state, all the schools in UEN, the Utah Educational Network, buy the resources as a group. That includes the schools, the universities, and the public libraries and state library.
So now for the public library perspective. Now, public libraries have a healthy budget for reference information and databases, true. But even we wouldn't be able to keep up with everything. We have to be selective and pick what we can best use to help our patrons. But EBSCO has a lot more to it than even the schools see. Through EBSCO and Gale, we offer things like a science reference center, auto repair reference center, home improvement reference center, hobbies and crafts.
And all of those are covered in those courses we teach, as well as the community education courses. But if you cut even just the K-12 piece of this, the price goes up for everyone to access that, because of the way contracts generally work for these types of products. And if they cut it at the state level and the public library has to buy it, you now get less access to other databases.
And because of having that ability through the state to have that database covered, except for what we purchase additional. For example, you would lose some of our awesome databases that we purchase because we have a little bit extra money. Things like Rosetta Stone, Mango Languages, possibly some of the Gale databases if we weren't able to cover them.
Or the awesome music databases. So cutting even the resource at one will affect everybody in a domino type fashion. In the school libraries, you probably like, well, just buy nonfiction. Well, guess what? There's less and less nonfiction on these type of topics for school libraries.
I order the nonfiction for our library specifically in some of the areas, and you'll find that the nonfiction is now more geared towards recreational nonfiction. So if we're learning how to cook, or how to play Minecraft a little better, or some basic science topics that younger kids are interested in.
While we still buy other nonfiction that is curriculum-centric and tied to the curriculums.
It really is supplementary.
It is, and it goes out of date quickly, especially in those medical and science fields that have to be kept up to date. What's the guideline? Every 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the money to replace those sections every 3 years. We rely on online resources. Now people have said, why not just Gale? Gale doesn't have all the same information. We can't teach without this information for many of these courses. We are preparing students for college, and that means teaching them search skills that will be on the level that they're going to be using them. Teaching them Boolean operators, teaching them how to use a database. Now, there are 2 reports here. They are from the ACT Center for Equity in Learning. Now, these reports focus on devices and access both at home and at school. However, there is one statistic in here that I think you need to keep in mind. 56% of high school students use the internet for research and finding information. Let's help them use quality sources so that they can do quality research and prepare for college. The organizations working on this, there is a dirty dozen list every year. Here's a list of some of the organizations they've been targeting this year and in the recent past. Amazon, Backpage.com, Comcast, EBSCO has been on there many years, HBO, iBooks, Poster Boys, Roku, Snapchat, Steam, which is a gaming company, Twitter, YouTube, Barnes and Noble has been on there several times, Google.
I don't know how they expect their kids to do research if they're going to be Google and EBSCO.
Yeah, I don't know either, especially since we use Chromebooks most of the time. ALA, that is the American Library Association, one of the institutions that tries to promote and stick up for your freedom of information. Now, I don't know, us librarians are such a subversive bunch. What are we going to do tonight, Kira?
Same thing we do every night.
What's that?
Try to take over the world!
Your librarians are simply trying to provide freedom of information and to help you access what you need, which is not always an easy task because there's so much information. And we help you find the books that are going to help your children read and increase the reading level and to improve their education and to make them better citizens of the world. They're also targeting Amnesty International, Verizon, and Cosmo. In the past, they have also included Facebook, CKE Restaurants, that's Carl's Jr., Hilton and other hotel chains, the Department of Justice, I don't know who they think they're taking on there.
I don't either.
One that they targeted for a couple of years was 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know if you missed that, but that's a book. I don't know why they're thinking that's harming children because it's not a children's book. It is very much an adult book.
If you're letting your kids get 50 Shades of Grey, maybe you should be looking a little harder what your kids are reading before you try and ban a book.
There is age appropriateness in that situation. However, maybe they confused it with Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys.
Possible.
For 2 years. Go see the movie. It's a great story. And guess what? It's appropriate for probably about ages 12 and up.
Obviously, we mean Between Shades of Grey.
And they're also, at some point, the Department of Defense. I don't know how they're subjecting your children to adult materials, but apparently they are. I'm not sure how, but
no idea.
It doesn't matter either because it's completely insane. Help us keep our quality resources. Why does this affect other places? Because they actually did have some success in a school district in Denver in getting EBSCO banned or decreased in some way, shape, or form. Now, they are obviously on a nationwide and in some of these cases a worldwide quest to end your access to information in general. Because they are easily offended, they expect you to be uneducated and not have access to materials. Now that we've talked about why this affects everybody, please go online, especially our Utah viewers, and tell them why we need freedom of information and access to materials to teach our coursework to your students so that they can not just graduate from high school, but in some cases, graduate with an associate's degree or a CNA license and just be able to go straight to work or have a better chance of getting into a pharmacy program or into college. This also kind of ties into Banned Book Week, which was last week. However, I kind of like to celebrate it for a month at work.
We celebrate it for a month.
So, librarians, again, since we're trying to take over the world, we might do these mean things and encourage, or as educators, and encourage your children to read banned books.
Like Hop on Pop? And Where's Waldo?
There are some that are part of curriculums, like...
You know that Dr. Seuss is so subversive.
Hey, he was a political cartoonist. Although Hop on Pop does not strike me as subversive. It was banned because apparently it promotes violence to your parents.
Or how about Cat in the Hat? Apparently it encourages kids to be naughty when parents aren't home.
Where's Waldo? Apparently that one has some naked people in it. Never found them.
I've never found them.
We certainly looked in elementary school.
Trust me, we did. Every kid looked for him. Nobody ever found him.
Really? I didn't believe it, but we looked anyways because we didn't believe it. There are books on there that are religious texts, and there are some very good books on there that teach and are used to teach lessons and historical events such as To Kill a Mockingbird or Anne Frank. So please support the freedom for information and for reading.
And for your education.
What is your favorite quote about freedom of information, knowledge, learning, or
what's your favorite banned book?
Ooh, that's a good one. I
What's
just
your
say
favorite?
quotes about banned books. My favorite? Probably Hop on Pop.
Cat in the Hat.
All right, so until next time, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and let people know what's going on. Because if this starts in Utah and we have EBSCO banned, that sets a precedence to help it be banned elsewhere. And that could be everybody's problem. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.
Bye.